Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to start a tarot and astrological reading of Mars in Gemini. Thank you very much for being here. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, imaginations, and responsibility as well. Remember to support the channel, support me, support yourself, help the channel grow, help the expression of individuals grow as well. You can go into the description down below to check mine and my beautiful partner Daria links and LinkTrees to check more of our content and to support us as well. Shout out to my SoulGroup and to everybody out there changing the world right now by being themselves and by showing the world that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. Other than that, we're ready to start. Ready to start reading the sky, the energies, and some cards as well. So, Mars in Gemini, here we go. Now, before we start with Mars in Gemini, let's talk a little bit of today's energy. Mars Day in Gemini. So the Sun is in Leo and Virgo, the Moon in Cancer, Mars in Gemini. So our actions and expressions and the things we pay attention to have both elements of paying attention in a fixed way to things that entertain us and make us feel entertained, but also try to see those things in a more realistic, stable, profitable, efficient, clean, and organized way. We're in Cancer, we're creating new feelings, creating new emotions, and creating new spiritual connections behind our existence or already existent or new relationships, places of comfort and security. Okay? And Mars in Gemini is thinking, communicating, analyzing, associating, and adapting our own way to think and communicate to others' to others' ways to think and communicate in a passionate, motivated, angry, or frustrated way, or just associate, communicate, and adapt your deep desires in a logical, light, and communicative external way. Okay? And that's where we're going to focus with Mars in Gemini, but we have the Sun in Leo / Virgo, Moon in Cancer at 23 degrees, so it's still going to stay there for a while in my time zone, at least in my geographical location perspective. We have a bit of a shadow on this side over here. Okay. It's okay. Maybe I can change the light over here. We'll get into that. Okay. Moon in Cancer, 23 degrees as well. Then we have Mercury in Virgo, very late, almost in Libra, keep that in mind. Then we have Venus in Leo as well, which is at 14 degrees Leo. Okay, still in the middle, almost exactly in the middle of the 5th house. Then we have Mars in Gemini, which is still 0 degrees. No, it's already 2 degrees Gemini. Okay, still in the cusp. Still feeling a little bit of Taurus energy over there. Then we have Jupiter in Aries, still retrograde as well. And Saturn in Aquarius, retrograde as well. Uranus in Taurus, Pluto in Cap, and Neptune in retrograde. And I think Pluto is still in Cap in retro. Yes, it is. And Jupiter as well, Saturn as well, Neptune as well. Neptune is still in retrograde. Bro, yeah, it's been for a long while. And Chiron as well in retrograde. Interesting, okay. We'll have to do a video about that. Many things in retrograde, right? Right, y'all? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Mars in Gemini, let's get started with the astrological alignment, and then we go to the tarot alignment. Keep in mind you can ask me for astro and tarot readings for yourself as well. Using the links in the description down below, you can access my Instagram where you have my pricings, or you can contact me using the email in the description down below to ask information, to ask questions, to suggest topics for videos or for the podcast that I do with Miss Taria, and or for the vice versa interviews. If I announce I'll do a vice versa interview with this certain person and you are interested in knowing something about that person, I can ask that question on the interview if I find it interesting. So okay, communicate. Mars in Gemini, right? Communicate, be open, but stay with your energy to yourself, because that's very important. I even wrote it down on the description of the live stream, which is with Mars in Gemini, you can scatter your energy very easily, okay? And you think you're making sense, you think you're working for something, and you just scatter, dispersing, wasting your energy, and then you end up dry and unfulfilled, because you might even achieve a certain position, relationship, or something like that, and then you just don't feel anything, like you don't feel profit, you can even make physical profit, but you don't feel like it was worth it because your energy is now very far away from you, and you didn't receive anything back. Yeah, is this live? Yes, it is. We're live and direct. So, other than that, let's get started with the astrological reading, with astrological perspective over here. Mars in Gemini. Let's assume the sun is already in Virgo, but it's still cusping, you know. But this is a perspective of how Mars in Gemini will be passing through our lives, through the areas of our lives. Let's go. Hold on a second, y'all. Thank you. Se calhar está bem quente.
Eu acho que tem quentinhas. Sim.
Tá bem bom. Podes checar a live para ver se não está barulho do mic ou assim? Muito bom. Very good. Let's go. So, Sun in Virgo, let's assume that for the rest of the season, because Mars will stay for a long time in Gemini, right? So, that's a square, right? A learning lesson, or a learning opportunity as well. So, we gotta learn to be more light when we communicate passionately or angrily about something. We're gonna learn how to take it light, but we gotta create that ourselves. And we can even be aware of gossip, or we just feel scattered about how we expressed ourselves when it was about stability, finances, or just looking organized, things in that area, and you might expressed in a certain way, and you feel it was too much, or somebody around you, people around you, they think you overstepped some limits and boundaries, and you gotta convince yourself to feel lighter about that, because you were protecting that space, or you were protecting your image, you were acting in self-defense spiritually. You know what I'm saying? But you don't even need to share that. Hi Daria, welcome to the live stream. How are you doing today? Welcome. How are you feeling this Gemini, Mars in Gemini energy? And on the other side, we need to learn how to act in a more realistic, responsible, practical, and sustainable way about our passions and motivations, because they might be too scattered, they might be just talk, or just imagination, or just thinking, or just communication that leads to nowhere, or that really doesn't make sense and perturbs the process of working, perturbs the process that gets the bread on the table, or gets the the stage for our creativity, and you just talk about it and you never build the stage, right? Then you need to learn to be like, hey, we talking real good, but we ain't working good. And then you need to learn how to act on it and look kinda tough, look kinda dry, because others will be feeling light about passions and motivations, about your creativity. And you need to come hard and be like, hey, we need to work something out here, not just talk or think about it. And they're gonna feel light, so they might feel hurt, but you have to keep your ground, okay? So Daria is saying, I'm enjoying this light energy, but yeah, it cannot get too scattered. Indeed, getting too scattered, we start to feel weird, drained, then we feel somebody's attacking us, and we were the ones attacking ourselves in a sense, right? Focusing, making sense, and building a sense of responsibility about what we are motivated about. True. Okay? And it just, imagine you might be feeling tired about something that you want to do that involves a routine and pattern, and that involves your creativity or your individuality, and you might not feel like it, but it is Virgo and Gemini. You gotta make sense. You gotta be like, if I don't do it, it will never grow, or I enjoy doing this, why I'm feeling this resistance, and you gotta learn how to use your mind, because this is a mercurial square. It's a square of Mercury, of thinking and of communicating. So you gotta use our mind. You gotta learn how to use our mind to motivate us to get out of lower, limiting, and restricting thoughts, because it's all around the same thing. We just have that duality of limiting and freeing, and we need to use that to keep our free expression in a shape and form that works and it's beneficial for us, not just in there or out there, you know? Then Mars in Gemini, squaring Mercury in Virgo, but then Mercury will pass on into Libra. So right now we are learning how to think and communicate in a more relatable, in a more structured, and looking like we are sturdy and organized way. And then once Mercury goes into Libra, we'll have a gift to communicate in a new, fresh, initiative and motivated way about whatever we are already working on or sharing about our passions and motivations, anger and frustrations. Mars in Gemini, sextiling Venus in Leo, an opportunity to fixate our relationships or the exchanges that involve our creativity and our passions. And we're gonna do this because we're gonna be sharing, or we're gonna be receiving others' sharing of passions, motivations, angers, and frustrations. And then we will want to fixate, or it will be closer to our hearts, or it will feel better to relate and to participate in exchanges of information, energy, body fluids that deals with individuality, creativity, fun, enjoyment, exciting. They are maybe worshipping or celebrating your individuality. You are maybe worshipping or celebrating their sun and individuality, but it will all come from you or that other person or that group of person communicating in a mutable and adaptable and passionate way about whatever we communicating, or about your or theirs individuality. So make sure you're not fixating your attention and your feelings in relationships where they share, gossip, and communicate mostly frustrations and angry and moments of angriness, or they being mad about something. Fixate your relationships and your exchanges with people, places, and things that talk a lot, communicate, gossip, and share about their individuality, their creativity, or some things that are unique and individual. Focus your relationships on those. Then Mars in Gemini, sextiling, sextiling Jupiter in Aries, an opportunity to expand your passions and your motivations by sharing, associating, and communicating your new feelings, your new visions, and your new passions that makes you want to travel to new places, or just you travel to new places by creating new passions and new feelings, and then you act very passionately and motivated in sharing and communicating about those new travels and those new places that we have found, metaphysically or in real places. Mars in Gemini, trining. Mistari likes that trine with that sextile with Jupiter in Aries, right? I like it too. It's very like responsible energy, because not everybody can freely be Gemini like about their new feelings, about their new visions. Most people feel weird about uh, thinking about communicating some new and unique stuff that it's not popular yet. But it's a great opportunity to find some unique things and to show your unique things with more ease and to be received in a better way as well. Mars in Gemini, training Saturn in Aquarius, a gift to be more structured, to be more responsible, and to have bird's eye view, to see a wider range of circumstances when it comes to thinking and communicating with passion, motivation, angry, and frustration, when we are associating and being mutable and adaptive with our own thoughts and ideas and with others' thoughts and ideas. So we can make something work, we can make sense out of gossip, and we can make something stable that looks unique out of what everybody's talking about. Everybody's talking about something, and we can work and act on that thing, but put it on a stage or put it on a way where it is unique and individual and it can be used to achieve something. It can be worked, or people can work on it or with it to build something sufficient that represents uniqueness and individuality, but that still involves communication and changing the world in a more lighter, open, and flexible way. Or your actions and purposes when it comes to working and being a part of organizations that try to change the world should be more light, more logical, and more spiritual in general. Mars in Gemini, fatal attracting Uranus in Taurus, we are acting more light, or we are thinking faster and maybe a little bit ahead of time when it comes to processing and accepting and using the changes in how we get fixated, secure, and bountiful in the world. Okay, the world is changing, economy, agriculture, all of those things are changing, and we need to find ways to still be secure in this changing world. And Mars in Gemini can make you act before thinking, so keep that in mind. Or it can make you think while acting, and you are acting while not being really there, and you don't really understand the changes you're going through right now, but you feel like you do because Mars is really close to that Uranus in Taurus. Then Mars in Gemini squaring Neptune in Pisces, learning how to have a deeper, more emotional, more spiritual, more expansive, yet connective connection with your actions, motivations, passions, angriness, frustration, and realizing is a great learning lesson to understand and to realize why you have certain desires, why you have certain dreams that you really want to achieve. Mars in Gemini, misunderstanding Pluto in Capricorn, taking action with a not taking action with an indecisive mind about your transformations and resolving trauma and power and control issues, or feeling too attacked or too impacted by others showing you aggression that you should take lighter, but you take too heavy and you let them transform your life, and they just don't give a fuck about it. They don't give a fuck about you, yet you let them transform their life, or you transform your life around their life in any way, shape, and form. Be careful with that, okay? Alright, let's move on then to the tarot reading. One card for each sign. And let's start with Aries. Sun sign, moon sign, and rising and Mars sign as well. Aries, you guys gonna be sextiling this Mars in Gemini, and Mars already rule your sign, so you're gonna have an opportunity to act and express and feel and be lighter right now. You're gonna have an opportunity to communicate and associate your uniqueness and rebelliousness in a better way. Be careful to not be participating in any war. Don't go join the army right now, physically or mentally or in the internet. Just make sure you are communicating, gossiping, getting lost and scattered about your own new ideas and feelings about the world and yourself. And make sure to be speaking about some spiritual shit as well. Oh, let's go. Five of Swords, okay? Yeah, you have the opportunity to be more light, more open and logical about your feelings, your imaginations, your dreams, and your spiritual purpose. Let's go into Taurus, into third Taurus, aka Hell. Because the second and the third house is Hell. A lot of accumulation. A lot of accumulation makes a lot of movement, temperature, and pressure. So spirits always repeating, always transforming, and staying there because they can't if they are not strong enough, they can't fully experience until they learn. They need to be very strong to learn real fast, or to create a very strong form that is not always transformed by that hell, by that collision, by that harsh interaction. But that's for another live stream. Okay? Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising, Scorpio Sun signs, and Taurus Venuses. You guys are fatal attracting this Mars in Gemini, so you can act a bit restricted, or you might find a bit weird that others are being so open about their desires, passions, and motivations, but you know that as a Taurus, you need to open up. You need to be ready to communicate. You need to not give a fuck about communicating, but like in the positive way, just like it's just light. It's just like, I'm just asking a question to this guy. I'm just asking how much this fish cost. There is no like, because then Taurus will like, my reaction showed that I don't have enough money, and they think, bro, they don't give a fuck about that. They just want to do their work and go home as well. Maybe they just want a conversation to make their day go faster, and here you think about some literally bullshit because you Tauruses, right? We Tauruses, I have the Taurus moon. I go through that. Sometimes I'm afraid of communication for no goddamn reason. But then I have the Aquarius sun, which makes me right back on track on that matter. So, but this can all, if you guys understand that, you don't even need to go through any specific circumstance. You can just realize it and go and slide right into it, where you can be open about your passions and motivations and share and create a group, but still, because you have those Taurus alignments, you still have that set of values that don't change, and that makes you feel that you have privacy and your own space to grow and build. But if you never open up, if you never communicate, you're never gonna expand in a healthy way. You're gonna feel Everybody wants to use your tree and your energy. Everybody wants to eat your fruits. You can trust others. You can do anything for yourself. Yet you're struggling to communicate. So you're already at a faulty perspective about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And
Taurus is the second house.
yeah, and I talk from experience. I've been through that. Yeah, you see, the card is not coming out. You Tauruses thinking too much. You Tauruses too afraid of communicating about your passions, motivations, and desires. You Tauruses feeling too weird. Let's go. Finally, we got a card. And it is reversed Five of Swords. So it's kind of like Aries. You guys can find a logical way to be aware of your connection to your spirit, to your dreams and illusions and purpose. But it's weird. Communicating about my passions, realizing why I have that desire. That's weird. I don't understand why everybody's so light about their desires. But it's not weird. That's what we're here to do. To communicate, to share. Right? So you need to stop being in that bullshit, right, Tauruses? And just be light and open up, but don't go extreme on that. And don't reveal or don't let the door to your bedroom open, but let people come into your property, or you make sure you feel comfortable when you go to others' houses as well. But at start or during this whole transit, you might find it weird when it's time to communicate, and because you are in a certain weird mood, you might manifest weird conversations, or you just might attract weird people because you are in a weird mood. Okay, Tauruses? Be careful with that. Let's go, Geminis. You guys got the passion right now. You guys got the motivation. You guys got the frustration. You guys got the angriness. You guys got the desire. So Gemini suns, moons, risings, and Mercuries. How you guys gonna be impacted? Let's go by this Eight of Swords. You guys can finally have some consistency. You guys can finally spend a lot of time in the same area, so you can build and construct something for yourselves. Just make sure you don't get lost or stuck in a specific thought, in a specific idea. You should get quote unquote lost in a healthy, beneficial process that makes your mind stronger, less gullible, and less easy to knock down. And then you have no sense of individuality, and you let esoterically let yourself be fucked in the ass, and then you accept what others think and communicate about you, because your mind is not strong enough to stand in that place. Like others' thoughts and ideas is like a wave, and your mind needs to be strong enough to not move away. But Geminis many times move away very easily, and Pisces go to another extent. They even start to like enjoy and be a part of that wave, and like, oh, I'm so glad you guys think that shit about me. You know, that's another video. But it's all about that mutability. I love you guys. Okay, so let's see. I know it was the Eight of Swords, right? So, on the positive side, you can bring a lot of passion and motivation to whatever you got on your mind, and you can bring more strength, power, and consistency to your thoughts, ideas, communications, and associations. Let's go to Cancers. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, and Cancer Rising. You guys are also fatal attracting Mars in Gemini, and you also feeling a bit, you Cancers and Tauruses, you are on that private, more internal, more reserved signs and sides and tides and moods, okay? And you guys gonna feel a bit weird, both Tauruses and Cancers gonna feel a bit weird, but then Cancers will have a bit more easiness when it comes to laugh and understand that they being kind of stubborn or they being kind of flunked out, and they will manifest people that will make them feel lighter. But cancers know that. Tauruses might resist that. Like cancers know that that person might not know mentally, but in the vibe they know that that person. That's like how a boy and a girl relationship works when they don't meet each other yet. Like the girl is more defensive and the boys try to break the ice. That's how Mars and Gemini is doing with cancers. Cancers like know that they need to be fulfilled and shit like that, but they might not want to express or ask for stuff, and they feel moody, and then they're gonna manifest somebody that comes light, maybe joking, maybe telling some jokes, or maybe playing some mental games to just make the cancer realize that they need to open up and laugh and participate and look stupid and silly sometimes. Don't go ask that to the Tauruses, you know, but they need that as well to laugh a bit more about themselves. God damn it. Come on. Cancer card or Mars and Gemini. Too private, you guys too much in the shell, Cancers. You need to come up, you need to open up via your passions and motivations, via angry and frustrating conversations, or topics or subjects. We have some flips. No, we don't want to know this. We want to know what's really going on, Cancers. We don't want to know how you feel about it. We want to know what happened. For real. But today, don't be waiting to feel comfortable. Tell me right now what happened. Let's go. Six of Pentacles. You are paying too much attention to a specific physical circumstance or stability scenario, or you were limiting yourself to feel comfortable in a certain way, or you are trying to take power and control over your situations, and you don't allow yourself to see the good things in your circumstances because you want in that way. You want it to be like that, or you want things to look in this way. You want others to see you in that way or in the positive way. You're just claiming power and control of your physical circumstances because you are using Mars in Gemini to express your moods and the things that you need, but in a lighter and maybe funny way. So you claim power and control over your physical circumstances without knocking anybody or without stepping on anybody's toes. And you might even do it, but because you're a Cancer, you got that moon blessing, so people already fuck with you, and even if you make them feel mad, they still want to feel comfortable around you. And Mars in Gemini just makes also easier for others to accept the expressions of your passions or flunked out moods, and then it may also create some good relationships, you know, that people might realize that if they take you lighter, you can actually be a good emotional compass or a good emotional healer or a good emotional initiator to bring things forward, you know. But people might take you too much personal, or you take too much the world around you personal, and right now you can feel lighter about it and show the world or show to yourself that you have that power to initiate and create new feelings and emotions in a positive and balanced and light way. Let's go to Leos, sun signs, rising signs, and moon signs. You guys are sextiling this Mars and Gemini, so you have the opportunity to communicate more freely, to see yourselves in a more light. You have the opportunity to relax, to not be so fixed in getting attention. You feel satisfied to just talk about something. You don't need to talk about yourself. So you can also let others breathe around you with this Mars in Gemini as well. Let's go. Pisces, the moon. Okay? So you might misunderstand certain expressions, certain conversations, certain processes that deal with your creativity and the expression of your individuality, but in the end of the day, or during those moments, you will always have that spiritual realization or a deep feeling of connection, or just like you know that things make sense, or you know you are in the right path, but you don't know how to explain it, or you might just be straight lost in acting and expressing in a fixed way about some lost ass shit that does with information, communication, statistics, or whatever. Be careful with that. Let's go Virgos. Virgo Sun. And Mercury comes right here when we pass to Virgo. Mercury Sun, Mercury Sun, Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising, and Virgo Mercury. You guys really need to learn how to be more light about your passions, motivations, angry, frustration, and deep desires. That's how you guys many times manifest health issues or relationship issues or stability issues, because you don't want to learn how to be light. Many Virgos hate Pisces, or they always telling shit to the Pisces or about the Pisces, or not Pisces literally, but more dreamy and watery and everything is going to be alright type of person in a more generic way and in a more stereotypical way. And that's what you really need. And the weird thing, or the reason why Virgos develop that punishment syndrome, is because you got that mutability. So you know, by your spirit creating a Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury, your spirit knows that you need or you have to be more mutable, open, accessible, light. But then you get that earth element that is holding you back. So many times you just manifest health issues to be like, bitch, chill, or bitch, enjoy, bitch, don't help that person, keep that money, keep that energy for yourself. Okay? And we got here the Princesses of Pentacles. So this is going to be like the start of a new journey, of a new process, of a new cycle to you, because it's about Mars in Gemini. You're gonna feel a more spiritual side to your mind. You're gonna feel more ready and fast to make decisions and think in a more light way. But the Princess of Pentacles means that you Virgos are creating a new internal way to process the external world and the circumstances that you are in. And this is spring, okay? So it is growth time. It is seeing the potential time. It is being satisfied with the present, because we can change the future time, okay? So Mars in Gemini is really teaching you, or you have the opportunity to learn how to see your circumstances, your status, how you work, your relationships, and your creative processes in a more light, open, and communicative way. That's going to help yourself feel lighter and feel like the world is not just as fucked up as you always think. And then you can not worry about something and just contain that energy to yourself and not burn yourself out. If you are if you are willing to learn that lesson. Let's go Libras. Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising, Libra Venus, and Libra Saturn a little bit. You guys training Mars in Gemini, you have the opportunity to be more of yourself. You have the opportunity to be more real and serious about your relationships and your creativity and art and beauty and pleasure, you have the gift. Did I say opportunities? I wanted to say gift. You have the gift to create or to refresh passions and motivations, or just we might not change what we thinking and communicating about, but you can bring a new spark, you can bring a new motive, a new purpose to whatever we were already thinking and communicating about. So make sure you're not being used by somebody that they want to refresh their agenda. Make sure you refresh whatever you thinking and communicating about in a more passionate way. You have a gift to be more like a bit more scary or a bit more rash, and that will filtrate, that will help you see what are the spiritual ships around you and what are just the relationships around you. Still in a light, funny way. Okay. In a detached way. In a light way. Ooh, 10 of Cups though. A lot of water. Okay, but hold on. Because this is a air trine. So this is actually a balancing point. This is actually, you can find a lot of water. You have a gift to find a lot of fish, aka creative or good feelings and ideas that come from connection, pleasure, safety, enjoyment, fulfillment, juiciness, believing in all possibilities, believing in yourself, okay? But you gotta choose, or you gotta use the gift between your alignment in Libra and Mars in Gemini to go for the relationships that can give you that. Because that is available to you, but you gotta get it. Or you gotta choose between the relationships and the spiritual ship. Spiritual ship full of water, full of feelings, of connection, privacy. You guys can expand your space. Relationship, you guys just relate. And there is no... Then you can experience this as full of frustration, full of bitching, full of being cheated on, full of somebody rubbing you blind. Because in the end of the day, if you guys don't go into a spiritual ship, this air trine will make things so light that you or them might do some fucked up shit, but it's all light and cool. And that's why you did it. Because you guys were feeling light about it. And then 10 of Cups, somebody kills somebody else. Somebody gets the butter knife and gets the other person's ass cheeks clapped, you know, with the butter knife. That's fucking painful. Let's go, Scorpio. Ah, that's why Scorpio is coming up. Let's go. Weird ass Scorpios? Nah, they cool. They look weirder, or the others feel them weirder than they actually are. Aquarius, way weirder. Some Capricorns, way... Even the Sages, always looking pretty, always looking like they spiritual and shit, fun and enjoyment. You never go to a Sage real mind. They can too. But not Scorpios. Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising, Scorpio Mars, and Scorpio Pluto. You guys gonna feel lighter, but also a bit more weird. Like things don't make sense. This is not passionate enough. This is not connecting enough. There is not enough reason for this. This is not transformative enough. This is not deep enough. This is not meaningful enough. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to go fuck on the top of the roof for it to be fulfilling and meaningful, okay? You don't need to go fuck on the train passage, on the train railway for it to be exciting, okay? You can do it in a lighter way and still be exciting. But also, you being ruled by Mars, being the internal side of Mars, you're gonna be what decides, you're gonna be the filter of what is really going on, of what's really important, of what we should be really motivated and passionate about. Because with Mars in Gemini, the masses can be very deep, active, and passionate about some bullshit that makes no sense, about some change that doesn't need to be happening, and you need to come in or just stay private. You don't participate, and that's impactful already. You know? Okay, so wait, the Scorpio is not coming in, so we shouldn't be transforming this. This is not important enough. This is not spiritual enough. This is not about our path. This is not about we changing the world. This is about we tricking each other. This is about we destroying each other. This is about getting lost in something. No, this is not really important. This is not really what we should be focusing about. Okay, so you Scorpio is going to be the ones that show the world what we should be really passionate and frustrated and mad about. So we got 2 cards, 7 of Swords, separating from old ways to think and communicate, feeling a bit lighter, a period of refreshment, receiving a message, and looking at new places, in this case new ways, or updated, lighter, faster, more sophisticated ways to think and communicate about yourself and the world. And then Saturn, the world, it means you are concluding a cycle, you are reaching perhaps the same place where you started, but with more wisdom, with a wider and wiser perspective, knowing what you can do, knowing what you can't do when it comes to think and communicate in your surroundings, about the surroundings. You're gonna know where you can transform, where you can be private, where you can fuck on the train on the train rail, where you can fuck on the roof, whom you can share your deep spiritual experiences, whom you can share your deep spiritual experiences. You're gonna know all of that, because you're gonna separate from old ways to think into new ways to think, and those new ways to think are backed and supported by what is already natural to you: passion, motivation, anger, and frustration. And Gemini is also about the surroundings, so you're gonna know old way, you don't know this, new way, receiving a message because you're looking at new skies, and you realize you can have a full understanding of your surroundings, of what's real, what's not real, what or whom can you build with, who is spiritual and really passionate and really powerful enough to build something with you or not. Taurus moon, restoration, recuperation moment. Let's go into Sagittarius. Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius Jupiter. You guys are opposing this Mars in Gemini. So you guys gonna feel that everybody's being too logical, too dry, too detached, with no spirituality backing and supporting their passions, motivations, and angrinesses and frustrations. You're gonna feel everybody's like too basic, everybody's too washed up, and you might be washed up. Reversed mutable fire, reversed yourselves, reversed Prince of Wands. So, Sagittarius, mutable fire, reversed, reversed Prince of Wands, reversed yourself. So you have the opportunity to create a new external way to express yourself, to show your creativity, to show your individuality, to show your spirituality, to understand or to see others' individualities, others' uniqueness, and others' spirituality. But because you're gonna feel opposed to Mars in Gemini, you're gonna feel everybody's too logical and dry about their thoughts, communications, and actions. You're not gonna understand, realize, or you're gonna oppose this new way to share and see the world, and you might miss some opportunities. So use your Sag Sun and whatever you have your Moon and Rising or the other alignments to turn this into your favor and be like, hey, I need to give a bit of myself to this balancing. I need to put myself on the scale a little bit here and do my part to be a bit more logical while showing my spirituality. You know, in that way. Let's go into Capricorns. Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising, Capricorn Saturn. You guys misunderstanding Mars in Gemini. You think everybody's being too light, or you might be tricked. Everybody or some people might be talking very passionately and very motivated about their business or whatever, and because Mars is exalted in Cap, you might get exalted, you might get enticed, and it's just a pyramid scheme or something that doesn't work out, and now you need to hold on and uphold a lot of responsibilities that you really don't want to, or that you really don't need to be upholding. Or you might be creating new limits and boundaries to communicating in a more free and light way, and you might miss some opportunities, you might miss some contacts because you were creating new limits instead of new openings. Let's go. Reversed Six of Pentacles. You paying attention, or you trying to claim power and control over physical circumstances, status, or way to feel secure and safe that are not good for you, that do not belong to you, or that you have no responsibility being there, but somebody tricked you or you tricked yourself into thinking or feeling guilty or whatever, and somehow now you have a tie, or you are stuck, you are fixed in paying attention to some physical circumstance that you should not be paying so much attention to. You should not be trying to claim power and control over that physical circumstance or that way to be stable, safe, and secure. Let's go Aquariuses, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising, Aquarius Saturn, and Aquarius Uranus. You guys trining this Mars in Gemini is a huge gift for you guys, because you guys, that fixed air, we guys, Aquarius Sun, right? We sometimes too serious with our expressions, too serious, too big. Let's go in the world. Let's go Aqua. Big. I'm so smart and intelligent. I'm always think about the big picture. Now we're gonna have a gift to go more light and more direct into your passions and motivations, and you might not be used to this. You might not be used to be so open, and you might feel a bit embarrassed because you are like you were so open to that conversation, and you're like, whoa, I was so open to that conversation, or I was so open to that idea, or I just shared that unique thought that makes everybody go like, wow, you know, or you just like, you feel like, yeah, finally, I feel the fire, I feel that passion, or I feel that others have passion to receive and adapt to my unique way to think and communicate, you know. Make sure to use that gift though. Make sure that right now you don't hate the world, you don't hate the people. Make sure you don't hate yourself. Make sure you have trust in yourself so you can communicate. It's now. Now it's the time. Mars in Gemini. Let's go. Be passionate about communicating in a more light and a sociable way. Let's go. Let's go, Aquas. Reversed Six of Cups. This is what might be holding you back. You are paying attention, trying to claim power and control, or try to receive and gather attention using the wrong emotions, ideas, connections, or spiritual purposes. Okay? Because it's a gift about air, about logicality, about thinking and communicating, and you out here trying to protect or to claim some feelings, some emotions, some spirituality. You can do that, but you shouldn't focus that, or you shouldn't use that. Like you can, like I'm still doing an astrology live stream, but I'm like not being like, ooh, look at me guys, I'm spiritual, or I'm not like, you should do this in order to be spiritual, or if you do these specific things you are spiritual, or I'm not like here in La La Land. I'm not like here pandering. I'm not here justifying what is in the world with some spirituality, you know. So I'm not doing this. I'm not using that feeling or that emotion to gather attention. I'm gathering attention to myself, to my passion, to my motivation, to my business, tarot reading, astrology reading, you know. So I'm being a good example right now, okay, for all of the Aquarius, to not get stuck, not pay too much attention to the wrong or unnecessary feelings, emotions, connections, relationships, or just attachments. Lastly, but not least, our beautiful Pisces suns, Pisces moons, Pisces risings, Pisces Jupiters, and Pisces Neptunes. You guys squaring Mars in Gemini. You're gonna learn how to think a little bit before you communicate. You gotta learn how to think a little bit before you act. You gotta learn how to think a little bit before you feel so impacted by others. You gotta learn how to be more light. You gotta force yourself to detach for some feelings and emotions, and you gotta understand you shouldn't be connecting and loving and dreaming about the most beautiful state of things. Some things can see themselves like that. Some things need to die. Some things need to be ugly. Okay? And you gotta learn that it's not just about that. It's just not about the feeling, the connection, the purpose, the meaning. Sometimes you just gotta talk. Sometimes you just gotta be light. Sometimes you just gotta know the truth. And it's not like bear the truth. You gotta bear the truth and you gotta deal with it. No, just you realize, hey, it's not that harsh. It's not that deep, you know. But sometimes that, it's not deep. Sometimes we get confused and we're like, oh, it's not deep or it doesn't feel impactful, so it is not meaningful. No, it can still be meaningful, but you don't need to be so impacted by it, you know. Or yeah, react so much, cry the whole afternoon about it. We have a little story, Pisces. No, it's not story time. We want to know what's really going on, okay? Gotta learn, Pisces, how to go straight to the point. I know, yeah, it's still Gemini, it's still kind of weird, but it's the only air learning process that you have. Learn how to be a bit more realistic, but still scattered. Okay? Direct a little bit. It's still Gemini. They themselves need to learn how to be a bit more straight. But you Pisces too, with them. Because then you don't lose that connectivity. You don't lose that flexibility as you can lose if you learn from other signs. Reversed King of Swords, reversed Cardinal Air. So you are giving your great mentally support, you are thinking real hard, real fast and real deep about the wrong things, about the wrong people, about the wrong places. Or you are giving your great mental support to people, places and things that misunderstand how you think and communicate. Or you are still not doing it, you are thinking about getting into that project, into that connection, into that relationship, and you should be learning how to focus on your dreams, illusions and imaginations in a more clear and lighter way. It's not by getting a boyfriend or a girlfriend that you will stop seeing demons at night. You need to learn how to talk to the demon and say, bitch, get out of here. Or if you here, you better pay some rent, motherfucker. You know? It's not like I need that boyfriend to protect me from the demons at night. No, you gotta be nice. You demon. You gotta learn how to... Yeah, or you gotta learn how to talk as well. You can't just be making those noises, pig-like noises. What the fuck? Trying to scare me from the wardrobe. I know you there. You gotta come up like, I know you there. Okay, I know. Even in your relationship, at your work, I know you there with that weird ass feeling. But you're talking real good, ain't you? Nah, I'm not going to support you. I'm not going to, because it's cardinal air. So also, somebody might try to make you feel like have pity of me, try to save me, or explain the boss why I arrived late today. And because you have that Pisces feeling, you make things more enjoyable. They want you to save their ass. You gotta be like, no, I'm not going to do that. That Mars and Gemini, you act real dry, you act real distant, you act real cold. Okay? And you might be already in a relationship where you are already giving your great mental support. You talk real good to them, you make them feel better about themselves, you make sure you tell them you love them, but they don't give a fuck about that. And you should realize that and be like, here we go again. Oh yeah. Or how is that GTA San Andreas meme is like, oh shit, here we go again. Yeah. Another breakup. Oh, I'm in a toxic relationship again.
Another week.
Yeah. Oh shit, there we go again. Let's grab the knife. No. Yeah, detach with the mind. Not from the body. Don't make them detach from the body, make them detach from the mind, okay? And you gotta also learn how to look real foolish, how to look really like a jester, how to play real dumb. and don't give a fuck how people think or feel about you, because you just wanna get away from them. Or you gotta you gotta learn how to understand that sometimes you need to give your great mental support. You need to cardinal air, initiate the communication. Show that you care, show that you don't care just about your dreams, you care about the relationship dreams, you care about your partner's dreams, or you care about your dreams, but you bring them to the table. You bring, because you Pisces, you get all those tingling feelings, all those messages, all those crystals and gems, and you don't share them. Hold on, you don't talk about it. Hold on, you have your Aquarius ass neighbors, your Aries ass neighbors always expressing shit, and they don't know shit. And you know shit, you lock up in your room doing some voodoo dolls or burning some sage or whatever. No, give your great mental support, right? Create new ways to think and communicate about your stuff, create new relationships, create new say like, hey Aquariuses, you lost in the sauce over there talking about that sports shit. Come on, come over here. Let's. I know I might not know how to say it. You know how to say it. I know where to go and get some subjects. Hey Aries over there, you fighting too much. You fighting too much. You burning too much fire. Come over here. I'ma tell you why you should be doing this. I'ma show you where to find the right place to be Aries about. Okay? But if you don't open up, if you don't be like, hey Aquarius, hey Aries, come over here or listen up, you're gonna be just feeling that all that potential unfulfilled, because Venus is exalted in Pisces. What are you learning here as a Pisces? To be about Venus, about communication, about relating, about being light, about being fun, about being enjoyable, about being open to connection, know how to be used, know how to use, right? Because I'll do a video about this, which is the sign where a planet is what that planet is learning, and is what those signs are learning as well. So, for an example, Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so the spirit that created Mars is learning how to be more realistic, and Capricorn is learning how to be more passionate and motivated, not just money wise, not just stability wise, motivated about their business. Then they are learning how to be like they got their idea, they do it. It's not like, is this profitable? Does it make sense? Can I make money out of it? No, let me do it. And by default, they're gonna create a stage for it, right? So Pisces, great learning lesson for you. It's a bit more lighter than Pisces, than Virgo, because you always got that spiritual background. You got always those demons and angels around you, because you got that sweet ass energy. Just make sure as well that you use this great mental support to yourself. So those demons and angels around you, you be like, yeah, you speak my language. You speak that gibberish, Allah, Rashkabalala. You speak my language. And Pisces language is God's language. We speak in vibes, juices and fruits, some herbs, not the sage, okay? So guys, thank you very much for watching. It's everything for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed a lot. And I see you next time. Esoteric Cloud Surfer, surfing out.